hello. It seems to have been ages since I've done this, and I apologize for being, I haven't been slack up, I've just been really busy with some other things that I had to get done. So hopefully in the next couple of days, I'm going to be sharing quite a few things with you to make up for it. So what I'm making today, there was a request from someone to show gluten-free bread or rolls or whatever. So I'm making some gluten-free rolls as requested. So if you have any requests, I'll have a look at them. If it's something I think we'll eat, I'll give it a go. All right, but let's just get on and make these rolls, okay? So it's a bit hard. Of course, the sun's shining now out there. They are sunflower, sesame, and sesame bread rolls, and the picture is very dark because they are a very dark looking roll, but they are really good. So I have used, this is not perfectly clean. Actually did some made some almond meal before, but it doesn't matter with these rolls. Start cooking. I preheated my oven, it's on 160. My tray is lined, okay? Then what I put in here is the psyllium husk, all right? The banana flour. Now, I got banana flour, it isn't plastic, from Woolworths, okay? I found banana protein in other places, but, oh, there you go. But it's got full of potassium, which helps nerves and muscles work. It's a resistant starch fiber, so it's good for gut health. You'll go bananas when you read my story, it says. So what's inside matters anyway. Okay, it's a green banana flour. Okay, doesn't actually say how they make it, all right, but can be substituted for wheat flour in most recipes. 1 cup of standard wheat flour is 3/4 of a cup of banana flour. That's 25% less flour to achieve the same result. Okay. You can add it to smoothies, pasta, or thickening soups and gravies. So I think it is actually bananas that have been dried out, and then because it says that they've tried to save bananas from waste. So many were going to waste. So that's why they've made banana flour. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I can't get that at the source. So I've got my banana flour in there. I don't have white chia, I have black chia because that's what I have. I've got the sunflower seeds. So all of those are in there. So they're all going in now. Okay. 40 grams of sesame seeds. So this I've filled up at the source. So put my 40 grams in. 40 grams of flax seeds, or flax seeds and linseeds are the same thing. Very, very good for women's health. All right. Find my lid. We're just going to mill all that up, okay? 8 seconds, speak silly. Tidying up as we go along. Now, remembering always, if you click next and then you take the lid off, you must tear it. Just wondering what my volume's like. Sorry, I'm just going to check this. Yeah, I'll pop it up a little bit. I don't know if it affects the recording or not, but there we go. 30 grams of honey. So we've got wombat honey, which we collect. When we would absolutely, it's just awesome. So it's down in Gippsland. And when we drive around the coast, New South Wales, for whatever reason, we stop there and we get honey. It is great honey. It is so much cheaper than what you get in the shops. It's straight from the Wombat Forest, State Forest, which is down there. So it's between, anyway, it's just before you get to Orbost. Okay, so it's quite a long way down there. Little tiny hut on the side of the road. Our favourites are what's this one say? Oh, hang on, it's got the lid, I think. Where's my lid? This is red stringy. So our favourites are red stringy bark and the white stringy bark. And I tried to give the containers back to the chap, but he can't reuse them because the seal's broken. It's got one of those seals at the side there, which we've obviously broken here to get in. But it is really good, honey, and I'm just going to lick my spoon. Okay, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, gluten-free baking powder, of course. There we go. With that, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So 1.5. 1 tablespoon of apple vinegar. Now, somebody got into big trouble. They bought me apple vinegar and they bought it in a plastic container, where apple cider vinegar you can get so easily in glass. Anyway, I'm hoping he's learned his lesson. That's in there. 450 grams of water, and it doesn't say warm. Some gluten-free flour breads say warm water, but this one doesn't. So it's going 450 grams. And I have 3 eggs, which I've broken already. There we go. 20 grams of olive oil. Yeah. The lid on. 5 seconds before, just mixing. Just going to have a look at it. I'll show you. It needs to be scraped down and a little bit more of a mix. You can see it hasn't really mixed in the stuff at the side, so I'm going to scrape down. I'm going to go back a step, which you can do with all of these recipes. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to mix for another 5 seconds now with all that stuff on the outside will get mixed in. Still got a little bit of dry stuff, so I'm just going to thickening up already. So just a little bit of a stir around to make sure we've got all that dry stuff mixed in, which we do. And it just has to sit there for a couple of minutes. Okay, so I'll let that do that. And what I'm going to do is quickly show you, I have a collection of recipes. This is the sesame, the sunflower and sesame seed bread rolls, which we're making, and they are quite dark. And considering I know I did use the black chia instead of the white chia, it makes 8 portions. It is quite a dark recipe, but also I've got a collection, created collection of breads and pizza bases gluten-free. So those seeded protein crackers are fantastic. I have made that. I didn't do a very good job of it, but I think I had to leave it to rise either too long or I didn't have enough time for it to rise. This is my absolute favorite. I had some of this with some avocado and tomato on it for breakfast today. Haven't made popcorn and buckwheat bread. I'm tipping that's American. Let's have a look. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. It's from the UK. Interesting. So popping corn, place the popping corn, buckwheat grains, quinoa and chia seeds in the mixer and grind them. Oh, interesting. Might have to give that one a go. The falafel crackers are also fantastic. That is more like a cakey bread. And I've got a whole lot of pizza bases. And there are absolutely pizza bases that use flours. But I just spend a bit of time, that's another one that uses flours, you know, so there's a whole lot. There's a potato-based one. But the cauliflower crust, all those sorts of things are just amazing. And the reason I tend to use a vegetable is I remember listening to Jo Whitten from Quirky Cooking, and she said whenever she's making something, she has a think, how can I add more nutrition to this meal? And to me, it's using a vegetable as the base of the pizza rather than a flour. But that's just me, personal preference. This one here, the quick squash rosemary and parmesan bread, is an absolutely delicious. It isn't actually a gluten-free one, except that you've only got 250 grams of self-raising flour, which you can easily substitute with gluten-free self-raising flour. Okay, so that is my little connection. Look at that, right down the middle of my face. Okay, so I reckon that's been standing for 2 minutes. What I'm going to do, angle down. Oh, I'll do something else. So, now it's got to knead it. So I possibly could have left it. It's just going to knead for a minute. So let's do that. There must have been more to it than just the mixing, but there you go. Quick tidy up whilst it's going on. And I'm really happy to leave this kneading because it's sitting on one of our mix shop glider boards. They're $150, or they're a host reward option. So I'll show you how it works in a minute. When in 9 seconds, actually, not even a minute. Okay. So let me just quick little tip: just touching the screen will stop the noise. With the glider board, you've got a little hand thing underneath here, and you can tilt and you can glide it. Okay. So mine lives right back in that corner normally. Pull it out to use it, put it down, and it will not budge. So Thermomixes are renowned for just moving around a little bit when you're kneading. But with this, we're all good. All right, it says transfer the dough onto a silicone bread mat or lightly floured work surface. Well, I'm going to put it straight onto the thing I'm going to bake it on. So little tip is twiddle the bottom of the blades there, and that will help in theory get everything out. There you go. Not all of it, because it is a sticky mixture, it does need a bit more than that. Which also means I'm going to have another little tip to share with you in a minute. Noting that I'm going in a clockwise direction, so I'm hitting the rounded side of the blades, not the sharp side of the blades. Okay, now there is a little bit around my blades there, so hopefully most of you, if you are regular viewers, will know what we're going to do. So I'm just going to go to my home screen, hop into Turbo, flick any dough that's around the blade off onto the sides, go back into my recipe. There you go, clean blades. So I just need to scrape these bits out, push down to the bottom as always. Okay, and there we go. So it's asking me to divide it into 8. Dough, sort of, what do you call it? I don't know. So I'm just going to go, if you want to be really particular, you can obviously weigh each bit so you know they're all going to be the same size. I'm sure that's what bakers must do. There we go. 8. I'm going to just wet my hands. easier to shape this. It makes it a bit less sticky. So I'm just going to do round ones, I think. You can do flats, you can do all sorts, but I'm going to do, this is just quick and easy. I'm going to wet my hands again. Don't really need to do much with them when your hands are really wet. Well, I'm sure they're not all exactly the same size. In fact, I can see these two look slightly smaller. Look slightly smaller than that, but you know what? That's going to be okay. Now I just have to give the hands a little bit of a wash. All right. Leave a 1 centimetre gap between them to allow for the rolls to expand. Sprinkle with poppy seeds. Okay, I've got some poppy seeds. Again, I've got these from the source, just filling up the container. I do believe it's another honey container. Got so many of those in our house. So it says poppy seeds and a few extra sesames. But I'll make sure I save enough for the loaf of bread I have to make for Andrew today. All right. So I'm then going to bake them for 45 minutes. All right. It's my messy cupboard now, you can see. So they're just going in the oven, 160 degrees for 45 minutes. What I am going to do is put the timer on my Thermomix. So I've got this, I'm just going to, okay, up in here in the middle, the timer. I'm going to get it ready for 45 degrees, 45 minutes. I'm going to pop these in. And just so you can see this, hit that. Oh, I had 46 minutes. That's all right. Now what I can do is put that across and I can start making other recipes now. So really simple. Hope that helps with the gluten-free bread question and demonstrating that. And I will post a picture of the rolls with the video.